Hello, greetings, and welcome everybody. Today we'll be doing a full Qigong routine, so let's get everything out of those pockets, get nice and comfortable in your clothing, and take off your shoes. It is important in Qigong to really be able to feel the full body through the feet all the way to the crown. Please remember, all of these practices can be adapted sitting down as a breath practice. So just to start, let's look to the side and really spread our hands out. Coming down, looking down, getting our hands together, and then just raising our wrists up at the top, looking up and spreading our arms apart at the wrist. You could choose to look at one side, get a nice stretch in your neck and collarbone. Good. Bringing the hands forward and pushing down with the palms. Inhaling up to the sky, looking up, grabbing the heavenly energy and pushing it down gently. Coming to your waist, opening up again with your palms, coming slightly back until you come forward again. And repeat this a few times, really opening up that chest, looking up each time on each inhale, and really just opening up those breath channels through the body. Visualize your shoulders separating slightly with each inhale and exhale. Good. Keep your quad or your crotch and anus area just sinking down towards the ground while you keep your crown of your head raising towards the sky. This is a nice side view of the same practice. Good. So remembering to stay grounded through the feet on each inhale and each exhale, and trying to feel your spine flexing just backwards and forwards. We're going to be inhaling and exhaling and just noticing how that feels in the body, really freeing up a lot of space in our body. Now we can take a step backwards or forwards and continue this movement. I like to kick back my heel to really get a nice glute activation and charge the body with even more energy. Now, a lot of people suffer from lower back problems because they have a poor glute activation in their body. So it's imperative that we really focus on getting that glute activation. Now, just spending more time barefoot daily will get you greater glute activation. Continuing with this movement, inhaling and exhaling, starting to use more of our wrists in the movement. Good. Coming to center, taking a breath, a pause, and then a nice cleansing breath all the way up. Inhaling and exhaling slowly downwards, elbows out, pushing down, inhaling and exhaling all the way up, and reversing the hands, coming down again. Good. Your heart may be beating a little faster, but use every break as an opportunity to breathe deeply and gather yourself. This is more of a workout style Qigong, but it still will help you cultivate more life force energy, more awareness, heal injuries, as well as bring mindfulness into your day. So a cleansing breath, inhaling, pushing up with the palms, exhaling, pushing out, separating those shoulders. Adjusting your stance when necessary, having those hands pass in front of your eyes. As they do, your gaze follows your hands upwards, stretching the neck and the back, and pushing out, really keeping those shoulders wide, and really getting a nice stretch in your scapula, in your chest, in your deltoids, every part of that upper area. Wonderful. just stick with your inhale and your exhale. Good. For our next exercise, flowing with the waves. We're going to be inhaling, lifting our wrists, keeping a straight spine, really feeling your crown extending to the sky, getting a nice stretch in your lower back, and slowing this movement down as you inhale, raising your wrists up and feeling how that shifts your body weight. Trying to keep the whole body moving as one. So if you do move your wrists, you should notice or begin to develop the awareness that in your lower back or your body, there might be a tinge or a little signal, whether it be pain or just a pinching. And that's a signal to relax that part of your body and allow it to move with your wrists. So the goal here is as you move your wrists, your whole body follows. So feel free to adjust your stance with your feet and try to get this movement going in such a way that as you lift your wrists, the whole body follows, but just rocking on your feet. Just rocking on your feet. This is an exercise that can be done anywhere at any time and really helps coordinate the whole muscle, mind, body connection. Let's take a nice break here. Just inhaling, palms out, really opening that chest and all of those meridians in the heart, allowing our body to really supercharge and release any pent-up blockages. A few more inhales and exhales here. Remembering to inhale through the lower Dan Tian, or the diaphragm. If you're unfamiliar with deep breathing techniques, try to breathe as low as you can. First, inhale the bottom of your belly with air first, and then the middle of your belly, and finally inhale. Finish your inhale with your chest. Then exhale through your chest, then the middle of your belly, and then finally the lower part of your belly. Slowing these movements down, but really feeling the interconnectedness, keeping that chest up, spine straight, arms out. Feeling the connection between your arms and your back, glutes, your hamstrings, your legs. As you become more experienced in Qigong, you will find that the starts of your practice, or the starts of the exercise, the movements are more gross or grandiose to open the channels, and the ends of the movements, or as you practice them, everything begins to slow down because we're tuning into the sensitivities and we're beginning to explore how the breath can move the body as one, but very slowly. This is where we're able to supercharge the body with more qi, or oxygen, or energy. So for our next exercise, step out to one side, have one arm almost in a back fist, pulling your shoulder back, and the other arm is just going to extend out. You're going to slightly lunge forward, grab the air, and you're going to come all the way around. And finally, switch positions. Just do as I'm doing here. I'm going to do this several times. And you can choose to do it faster or slower. It's good to try to do it fast and slow, just to see if you're doing the movement correctly. If you're doing it correctly, you will be able to do it fast quite easily. The key here is really using those extensor muscles, really pointing out with your fingertips, really keeping the spine straight, having just a slight lunge, and utilizing one of the main principles, which is the left equals the right, and the right equals the left. The up equals the down, and the down equals the up. You can see me here demonstrating all of these principles while spiraling my energy and my balance onto one leg. This is a more advanced variation, but I encourage you to try it, because when we try advanced variations, something really interesting happens. Especially with balance, we usually fall out of balance. We lose our balance. But I want you to pay special attention to where exactly you're losing your balance. And a lot of the times, because we're not curling in our energy, and we're not curling in that energy into our core and spiraling our energy down correctly onto one foot. So I do encourage you, if you struggle with balance, please check out some of my other videos, such as the cat stance and the 7-sided star pose. These are really excellent exercises for developing that proper weight shifting that you need to develop better balance. I myself used to have absolutely atrocious balance, and it's something you can work on quite easily. In fact, if I try to balance first thing in the morning, I find it quite difficult. I like a nice gradual build-up with breath and with movement. So as we continue, we're still utilizing this left equals the right principle, coming back to center each time. I want you to step back behind you, using one hand to push out, one hand to push in. You can choose to push in, pull in, as if you're receiving a plate underneath your shoulder, or you can flip that upside down and receive the plate above your head with your palm facing the heavens. It's up to you. Both positions are great. I encourage you to try both. And this is going to develop a lot of strength, a lot of balance, but also help you tune in to the left equals the right and the up equals the down principles. There shouldn't be too much stress on any part of the body. If there is, please come back to these principles. It's okay to adjust within the movements. It's okay to try different things out. The main thing is you're exploring these movements, getting a bit of a workout through your lower body and core, but mostly you're learning how these movements can all be done quite easily with the principle of duality. The left equaling the right and the right equaling the left. As you can see, I snuck in a little secret stretch there, but we're going to start our next exercise, and this is amazing for the upper body. So come up with your biceps up and just poke out like little T-Rex or chicken arms. Poke out to the sides. That's all we're going to do. Poke out to the sides. As we poke out, we're going to look up, and we're going to try to get a bit higher and higher each time. Really leading with those wrists and leading with those fingers. Excellent. Feels good, doesn't it? If you've made it this far, congratulations, because regular Qigong practice leads to an incredibly healthy body, as well as an increase in mindfulness, an increase in strength, an increase in cognitive ability and potentiality, as well as being able to be more efficient with all parts of your body as you're increasing the biotensecurity of the fascia, the whole web of fascia in the body. It also increases healing time as well as reaction time. There are many other benefits, such as an increase in longevity and a whole host of other benefits. I encourage you to try different Qigong practices, find other Qigong practitioners, and just experiment. Experiment with the in-breath and the out-breath. This one is called Moving the Wheel of Time. It's one I came up with, and I find it's quite amazing. So keeping your core tight, getting some glute activation, and spiraling up with one hand and spiraling down with the other hand. Passing the hands in between the body. After you've done this for a while, you can reverse the directions quite easily, and it can be combined with some of our other exercises. Keep coming back to your posture, checking in. How are my shoulders? How is my chest? How is my crown? What's going on with my feet and my knees? Do I need to make a posture adjustment? Do I need to sink more onto my glutes? What's happening in my body? So as we take this exercise, we can explore with it a bit, looking from side to side, shifting our weight onto each glute, raising up our knees, shifting that weight to the opposite side to make balance easier. This is really good for conditioning the shoulders. As well as the back. Using those principles of duality, as one arm or leg moves, so does the other, or creates a force upon the other. Remembering to breathe here. Good. Shifting that weight onto the glute. This is the key for this. Using that control, shifting the weight onto the glute before lifting the other knee. Good. Coming back to center with a couple cleansing breaths. Now we're going to push out. Come up, curl in your fingers up in front of you, and push out in front of you. As we do this, we'll get higher and higher, opening up that chest, stretching out that back. And now we're gonna do the same exercise, but take small steps. We're gonna do heel to toe, front, and toe to heel, back. Always a good way to check your overall posture and strength throughout your back and lumbar system. It's taking very, almost like squat steps. Call them ninja steps. As soon as you take one or two of them, you'll notice if you notice any pains in your back, it can tell you what to do to open up your chest more, to raise your crown more, to push out your arms more. I would say the number one benefit of Qigong is just awareness. It develops awareness in your own body in a way that other exercises or other exercise routines, going to the gym, doesn't. Now don't get me wrong, I go to the gym probably 5 or 6 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week for strength training. I like to hike mountains. I do all sorts of things that don't include Qigong. But when I practice Qigong, it really brings all of these things together and allows me to train harder, get stronger, as well as heal faster and do more with less. So as we come to a close, or as I come to a close, I like to really invigorate, stretch my body. Sometimes doing certain new exercises or exercises in a certain way can also create slight strains on the body. So I'd like to just get those out. If you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe and leave a comment.